Hi there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's going to be a pretty short and simple video, at least I think so. We're going to explore an alternate approach to managing through VBA to make a selection in an option group. So typically, if we just take a glance at the code here, we're going to skip over the solution. But typically, what you're going to see in VBA code in a database, if you want to make a selection and option group, is you're going to say the frame option group, and then you're going to say which value you want selected, 3, 5, 12, 30. The issue here is that what does 3 represent? It's not straightforward. And if you know that initially, yes, you may know it. You just created the form. But if you come back to this in 6 months, a year, 5 years, and need to do some change, you no longer know what that 3 represents. So now you're going back to the form design, and it's just not the most convenient way, let's say, to program. Where does all of this concept come from? I was developing this form recently, and I wanted to react to when the user would come in here to make some changes to width or height, and I wanted it automatically to flip the selection to custom. Nothing complex, but once again, I didn't want to hard code a value of 3, 1, whatever it could be, because, well, it just doesn't make sense to me. I wanted to be able to say select custom. So I set out and I developed a solution, which is all here. It's copy paste and it'll work. So let's look at it for 2 seconds. So we have this form, like I say. I want when the user comes here and makes a change, that it's going to go and switch it from whatever was pre-selected possibly to customs, and there's no conflict here. Because the last thing I want is to have a selection made here and different values specified by the user here, and then in my code, what happens? So in the code, if we look at changing the width, okay, the normal approach would be doing, like I said, the name of the option group frame, and then the value you want selected. So that's what I've done. So now if we come here and we start typing, oh wait, 3 wasn't the right number. Okay, so we're going to come back here. Let's try 4. And we'll come back here and change. No, that's still not the right one. Okay, so we're going to go into design view here. Let's figure this out once and for all. We'll open our properties sheet. Eventually it will open. Okay, it's 5 is the value I'm actually after. We'll go back to VBA. We'll make it 5. We'll go back into view, and now there we go, 5. Okay, so we managed to figure it out. It's not the most elegant, definitely isn't something that is memorable that I'll be able to remember. Now, wouldn't it be much more convenient to do something like this, where I say, here's my option group frame, this is the value I want selected, and now we can pick anything we want. As soon as we start editing, it went to that option. It selected that option for me, and I could make it anything I want. I selected custom, it went to custom. The code itself is really straightforward, and like I say, it's all here. Skip over the header for a second, but we're going to supply it the name of the form control, the caption we're going after, which of the labels we want to actually select, and then are we doing an exact match, or are we doing more of a, is the term that we're searching for found in a label? So it's a little bit more laxed if we switch this to false, but by default we're doing exact matches. And then all we're going to do is we're going to go find all the controls in the option group that we've passed it. So basically it's going to go through the different options and labels. We're looking at labels. That's what we're looking at. We're looking for the caption of the label. Okay, so although this is an option group and these are option buttons, what we're actually interested in to find a match is the caption that's over here. Okay, so that's why we're going to loop through these different controls looking for labels, and we're going to look then at the specific caption. Does it match up with what we're looking for? In the case that it does, then we're going to come and take the control we're on that matches the caption, and we're going to go pull the parent control and go get the option value of that parent control. And we're going to set it. Then we're going to say that this function worked. So we're going to set it to true, and we're going to exit. Everything's perfect. Now, by default, why do you not see this as false up here? I could have done that, but by default, automatically in VBA, a function will start off as being false. So yeah, you can hard code it. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if ever there's bugs down the road with VBA, you'd be safe. I didn't do it. You can add it if you feel the need. But basically that's it. And so that's the exact match case. If we're in the case where we're being more liberal and we're just looking for a term within a caption, well then instead of using the string comparison, we're just going to do in string. So in the caption, does this search term that we're looking for, is it found somewhere in the caption? And then once again, if it is, then we're going to go find the parent control and pull the option value for setting the option group frames value. And once again, because it was found, then we set it to true. If in the case it never finds the match, whether we're strict or not, it will just loop through all of this, not finding what it needs to do, so it will never run any of this code, and it will just simply exit out, and it will stay at false. So the frame option by caption will return false. So you have the means in your code here to know if it worked or not, if it found the term you were looking for or not. So you could do, like I put in the article, you could do an if statement. Okay, it's true, so we're here, everything worked gloriously. It's false, something went wrong. So you could log it, you could display a message to the end user, you could, whatever makes you happy here. Basically, why did I do this? I had a personal need, that's all. So I created this little routine. But at the end of the day, it's just, for me, this makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more legible. I know exactly what's happening. I know which option this event is triggering, which option is being selected. This just, it doesn't. It's ambiguous and you're not sure what the heck, what option is option 5. So you got to go digging and figure things out. I find this much more convenient, and for my need made a lot more sense. So having a little utility function such as this one just makes my life substantially easier from a coding, and it will help me later on in life when I come back to this, and I won't have to second guess for a second exactly which option I was calling. Anyway, it's just a little simple utility function that I think can be helpful. I hope it is helpful to a few of you out there. And we'll leave it at that. I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.